And today, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper announced people who use Medicaid in the state will soon have easier access to birth control starting tomorrow. People who have Medicaid will be able to come to a pharmacy and get the birth control pill, Opill. Normally, it runs about $20 a box or $50 for a 3-month supply. But again, starting tomorrow, that will be free for people who are insured through North Carolina Medicaid.
Family planning is such an important part of public health. Being able to decide when you want to have children is an important part of having a thriving family.
Opill is the first over-the-counter oral contraception that has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The announcement comes amid new changes to abortion access in North Carolina.
Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. And Khalif, the change comes from a judge that's reinstating part of the law, and it requires women who qualify for abortions after 12 weeks to have a procedure in a hospital. Will this be challenged?
The challenge is, that's an understatement. Anything that comes in this state with abortion is going to be challenged. Anything with voting is typically challenged. Abortion is right up there. If you're saying it's a hot button topic for this upcoming election, you would suggest it to be challenged. You got to take it back. Dobbs' decision happened in 2022. 2023, North Carolina was right on the heels of that, like every other state that was out there attempting to make changes. And so they made changes in May, came into effect in July. And in between that time, there were a number of challenges. Planned Parenthood versus the state was the main one. They ironically filed suit against Josh Stein, who decided to step back and say, we don't want to take any action. And we kind of agree with their argument, but that portion could be addressed later. What I can tell you is I see a number of challenges. Judge Eagles, she made an injunction previously in September of last year, and this just rolled back a number of things that she had in her injunction. She had more time to look at the facts that were presented, and typically that happens. A judge will give you a temporary injunction and won't grant the permanent one until they can look at all of the evidence. She had time to look at the evidence, and she said, you know what, I'll split the situation. I'll give one half to the plaintiffs and one half to the defendants.
Well, so Planned Parenthood filed this lawsuit. What was their argument for why requiring that procedure to happen in a hospital after a certain period of time, that limited someone's rights?
And Judge Eagles did not agree with that argument at all. So let me start with that. They argued that it was a constitutional violation of the due process and their equal protection clause, and she hit it right on the head. 33+ page opinion that she listed, but in here she talks about how you have listed all of these things that are rationally and are based on the reasons that you think this supported, and she kind of said, that's great, but there's no constitutional protection. Since the Dobbs decision came out, there's no constitutional protection out there. So they only have to show a rational basis for why they're attempting to say this. It's not the strictest scrutiny. It's not the hardest argument for our General Assembly. They really don't have to point anything. And she actually said, even though you've listed a number of things that you think is a reason why they put this implementation in place, you have failed to consider their only reason. And because you haven't considered that, and there still could be other reasons, it doesn't meet the mustard.
We were talking just a little bit about the data, how abortion is going to be playing a factor coming up in the November election. How much of this will impact the president, the future president?
This sits right there. This is a hot button issue. And so Planned Parenthood, on the one side where they're filing all these legal challenges in every state across the country that implemented things like this, they're also putting their money where their mouth is. $50+ million expected to go into campaigns across the country, specifically in North Carolina. They're dumping a lot of money into that Stein v. Robinson race to ensure that whoever's leading the state can kind of fight that issue on their behalf. And so it's on both ends. You got to go on the legal end and you got to go on the political end. So there'll be a lot of money coming our state and across the country.
And it will continue to be a big discussion, especially as we inch closer to November. Khalif, thank you.